Hello once again, everyone. Welcome back to part 4, the final part, the conclusion of the OBA educational video series, Understanding Why OBA is OBA, or why OBA is OBA, or whatever. Let's get into this. In this video, we will wrap things up with the seventh chunk, which is workplace habits, and an overall conclusion. So let's not waste time jumping right in. Let's go. So, people with my personality types. Oh, and by the way, I'm still tired right now, but I'm not as tired as I was last night when I did the other videos. So that's why I might be a little bit more peppy in this video. Anyway, let's go. So the running theme where we left off for people of my personality types is their desire for solitude. That's right, we desire, our alone time, our seclusion, being a lone wolf, our need for intellectual stimulation, which, is a little kind of puzzling way to phrase it because it seems like how can you have an intellectual stimulation when you're by yourself? Uh, unless it's in your head where you're the only one able to have a debate with yourself on the same level. I don't know. Anyway, and the satisfaction of the final piece of the puzzle clicking into place. Oh, everyone loves that feeling when you're just like, we've come so far. All that's left to do is this. And then you do it, and boom, you're done. Whether in subordinate or management positions, with colleagues or working alone, these privileges and the freedom to pursue them unfettered, I've never heard that word, by social obligations and progress reports are all about people with this personality type, or, wait, what? All about people with the, personality type look for in their workplace. Um, Though these personality types may scoff at the notion, they actually function best when paired with another person. Their position determines which personality type best fits their needs, but our personality type's tendency is to live in their heads and vent inspiration and creativity seemingly at random demands. The presence of an implementer, preferably a sentinel, to ensure that no stroke of genius goes unnoticed. So you might be thinking, oh, who's this person you partner up with? I have a number of people. I got a certain, I don't want to say group, but a certain pool of people that I run my ideas through, you know, over and over again all the time. There's JT, for example. But yeah. So anyway, for subordinates for our personality types, under the right conditions, our personality type subordinates are innovative, resourceful, and hardworking, easily wrapping their minds around whatever complex problem are placed in front of them and delivering unorthodox but effective solutions. So again, that kind of goes back to way back when we were saying, when people would be like, "How the fuck did you see that? Like, how did you come to that conclusion? Like, how like that is like you should not have seen that," and then we do. However, these qualities require a great deal of freedom, something stereotypical managers are loath to cede. It is difficult to quantify these qualities on a resume. Several other characteristics, like a relative indifference to a job security and to being liked, exacerbate the challenge, and it can take time to grow to trust these personality type subordinates enough to allow this latitude. So, um, yeah, I don't feel like explaining that. Our personality types prefer to work alone, but at the same time, they despise grunt work. And no, we're not talking grunts from Halo. Uh, their focus on conceiving new and exciting ideas and ignoring the details of execution means that these personality types need someone alongside to keep things in order and actually put into practice. They're often unrefined ideas, such as condition can't be forced, or such a condition can't be forced on our types of personalities. But with a few logically phrased criticisms, certainly not emotional appeals or pep talks without or about working as a part of a team, and clever management can make it happen. So, a quick summary of that. Basically, our types tend to. I'll give an example for myself. I'll have 12 trillion fucking ideas, but in order for them to usually be anything more than chicken scratch on a piece of paper or just a concept in my mind before they can actually if I want them to actually move forward in any kind of progress, then you usually have to have them run by someone else just to get their opinion on it, to see basically like, like if they can agree with it, if they are on board, if they're just completely like, oh, that's like, no, 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 you know. So we have a tendency to have a lot of ideas, and it's not always about picking or doing the most amount of decisions, but picking the theoretically the best one. So anyway, our personality types as colleagues. For our type, or our personality type, colleagues aren't so much a group of people who they socialize and work with, as they are a series of obstacles and diversions with occasionally useful knowledge. Mingling, chit chat, drinks after work, these make us want to work alone. Not get up in the morning. Despite this distance, people with this personality type are usually good at developing insightful and unbiased interpretations of others' motivations, though sometimes they overthink it, becoming unnecessarily suspicious of others' goals. So basically, what this is saying is, again, we've talked about this in the other article thing, or the other section, was the whole like chit chat, uh, social conventions thing. No, it's not for us. I mean, we could do it, but we would feel like, you know, if we did go, we could be like, I could have not come, and I'd still feel the same way. You are not in your element there. And I'm not saying, you shouldn't try and get out of your element every once in a while, but for us, it's like we look at, going to drink after work or like a party. It's like that doesn't add any benefit, that doesn't add anything to us. It's a waste of time. And you could be like, but it's fun, man. Not for us, it's not. So what they do enjoy are riddles and patterns, and any personality type would be, or of this personality type, would be proud to be the guru who is sought after as an arbiter of the, or on the man, I can't speak, on the validity of an idea, or for their insight on how to apply a principle to novel situations. There's a key factor. So our personality types love discussing theories, at least with proven, in quotation marks, colleagues, and are almost always available as impromptu consultants. Again, this goes back to what I said with the pool of people I run my ideas by, or theories or whatever. If there's someone who we have given the, like, okay, yep, they've proven that they're, the intelligent type, uh, they're on the same kind of a scale as us intelligently and like to have intelligent discussions, then yeah, they're going to be part of our group that we converse with, that we run our ideas past. This, however, does not apply to emotional riddles and conflicts. Our personality type's Achilles heel in these charged situations. So our personality types have no clue what to do in these situations. Again, we've talked about this before. The emotional side for our personality types is, generally the lower down the totem thing, as it were. So we don't really need to cover that again. So, as managers for our personality types, while our personality types don't care for managing other people, again, I've said this before, I don't try to tell people what to do. I don't like to, even in my YouTube videos, I'm not going to be like, you have to believe me. This is the only way it is. You have no choice. Nintendo is going to do this. Blah, blah, blah. I don't try and force you to. I try and convey my thought process, my, quote, evidence, my way of thinking, how I got from A to B, uh, to show you how I logically got to my end result, or my prediction. I mean, I am very lucky, you could say, with predictions. I've predicted a hell of a lot of things in my life, and, upwards of even like, more than a year in advance, I've totally called something. Um, I don't know what, you could say, oh, you're just, lucky maybe, but for me, I know this is getting off topic, it's just, I don't know, I have natural luck or something, or again, maybe it's because I have, I'm the 3% of the people that has common sense or logical ability. So who knows what it really could be, but that's what I do in my videos. I don't try and force you to. I've said before, like, everyone can have their own opinion. Everyone can think whatever they fucking want. If you don't agree with me, fine. Just don't you dare try to forcibly change my opinion, and I don't try and forcibly change yours. And I could be like, I mean, you could believe me, for what I said, or Nintendo could say this a month later, and then you'd be like, "Oh, John was right." You know, that's usually how it goes. um, but anyway, but this freedom, or no, did we skip something here? It is likely that the most rewarding position as it provides the opportunity to direct concepts and theories while others handle the logistics. That is very simple, or not simple, that is very applicable to myself. I can tell the team just to be like, here's our brainstorm ideas. You're the composer, so you're going to handle the sound, of course. You are my programmer. You're going to handle the programming. Blah 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 blah. Like it's not necessarily um, telling people what to do in the sense where it's like I'm ordering them. It's more of like assigning assignments. Um, best on or based on strengths of that subject or topic or area. I don't know what you'd call it. But anyway, um, so our personality types have a very tolerant and flexible style. Anyone who knows me knows I'm very fucking flexible, and I don't mean like a frickin' athlete or gymnast. That's not the flexibility I'm talking about. And some people would be shocked to be like, "You're tolerant? No, you're not. You're an asshole." The YouTube OBA and or the YouTube me and the real life me are not 100% mirror images of each other. I don't tolerate stupid people, but that's my personality type. But people that I get along with, that I work with, I'm extraordinarily tolerant with. But anyway, characterized by an openness to logical suggestions and relative freedom for their stubbornness subordinates, but this freedom comes at a cost. Our personality types as managers have very high standards, and they expect others to grasp their insights instantly and to provide their own in equal measure. Now, who does this again remind us of for you know not necessarily quote a manager, but it's like a higher up having very high standards? To me, again, this brings it back to Miyamoto. And again, I'm not trying to guess that he's this personality type. There are certain things here that definitely apply to him, but I just thought that was an interesting point to point out. So anyway, we're on the last bit already for workplace habits. So, as well as their demand for innovation, again, I guess I'm somehow Nintendo here, uh, our personality types are better than. Oh, and first I should say, maybe that's why I'm so pro gimmick. A lot of people are like, fucking another gimmick, god damn it, blah, blah, blah. And I've always said before, gimmicks are a good thing. They can end up being a bad gimmick, but if you just decide we are going to have a gimmick, that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. It means you're trying to change things, you're trying to keep it fresh, and not just be like, everything worth inventing has been invented. Like, those people drive most people mad. Um, but anyway, our personality types are better than any other type at noticing logical discrepancies. Their tendency to ignore others' feelings means that their criticisms often come hard and fast, that's what she said, as they direct projects to their own perfectionistic standards. Again, working with, like, say, Miyamoto, that could be an issue where you're like, holy crap, I'm gonna work with Miyamoto, he has such high standards. Or another example, Chef Ramsay. Hell's Kitchen just came back on TV, and people are always like, man, all he does is yell at people. It's tough love. His standards are so high because, like, he is arguably one of the top chefs in the world, most super duper successful. And he's got like so many restaurants, so obviously he knows what he's doing. He's right every time. Just listen to him. So it's it can be intimidating. But anyway, here again is where the personality types do best with a partner. This time, a delegator who can filter their thoughts and direct their team in more socially productive ways. A liaison can also help to deter schmoozing. There's a great word of the day, schmoozing, and attempts at emotional manipulation. A sure mistake for anyone who tries. Wait, what was this? So a liaison can also help to deter schmoozing and attempts at emotional manipulation. Yeah, okay. So basically, if you're the type who tries to manipulate, like, for example, if I hired someone who had a hidden agenda. They're like, oh, I got a great idea for this game, and I'm gonna, he's not gonna want to hear this idea, like, but I'm gonna do everything I can to, manipulate my boss. I'm gonna manipulate John, and he's not going to realize it. I'm going to kiss up to him and, you know, just try and manipulate me to try and get his way, to try and, almost take over my fucking project, then basically people with my personality types, sucking up to us doesn't work. Trying to manipulate us, that is an incredible, incredible challenge. It does not work very easily on us because, especially if you're choosing the emotional manipulation route, that's going to have next to zero result on us. We're just going to be like, see, like a sure mistake for anyone who tries. We're going to be like, we'll look at you and we'll be like, really? Did you really think that would work? Get the fuck out. Anyway, let's conclude this education series with the conclusion. What better way to conclude than with a conclusion? Fantastic, I know. It's almost like I planned this. So, our personality types, intelligence, and logical reasoning skills are a force to be reckoned with, be it a minor debate or a life changing decision. Our personality types will find it easy to entertain multiple ideas and keep a cool head. Now, I know you're saying, OBA, keeping a cool head? Huh, that hardly ever happens. You're only seeing me lose my cool in the YouTube videos. You don't see me lose my cool that often in real life. So you're seeing you might see like, oh, OBA's done 100 rant videos. He seems to be he's angry all the time. That's actually not quite the case. You're seeing a sliver of my life. It's literally, I don't do YouTube every fucking day, every fucking hour, doing video after video after video. That's not my whole life. So you're only seeing a sliver. And the rage things, like I've said before, are 50% legitimate rage, and then I add in more oomph. I don't know how you spell that. Just to add in more thing, the I don't want to say the character OBA, but it's more of an altered version of John, of me, where it's more tweaked to be used for YouTube. If I was just doing, hi guys, I'm John, then it doesn't, it loses something. It's not original, original Blood Ace. So yeah, I don't know where we went off over there, but either way, I'm just saying, you might think I don't have a cool head, but people who know me in real life, I mean, I do have anger sometimes. Everyone does in real life, but it's not like I just. It's not like Mario Maker rage or stuff like that. So anyway, this allows our personality types to overcome many challenging obstacles, yet they can be easily tripped up in areas where careful and rational thinking is more of a liability than an asset. So yeah, again, I wouldn't apply the careful and rational thinking as the liability part to my example here, but for example, we do have areas that can trip us up and you know make us kind of lose our cool. For me, it's there's video games where it's like if there's or if it's stupid people. Stupid people is a good one. Bullshit in general is a thing that can trigger me to get pissed off. Whether like it's Mario Maker where 12 billion levels have been made that really should never have been made because they're just made to piss you off. Now, granted, yeah, they're doing their purpose, their job, but things like that can, derail my cool-headedness. So whether it is finding or keeping a partner, making friends, reaching dazzling heights on the career ladder, or learning to make difficult decisions, our personality types need to put in conscious effort or a conscious effort to develop their weaker traits and additional skills. So what you have read so far is just I should say what I have read so far is just an introduction into the complex concept that is our personality type. You may have muttered to yourself, or I may have muttered to myself, wow, this is so accurate, it's a little creepy, or finally, someone understands me. I may have even asked, how do they even, or I may have asked, how do they know more about me than people I'm closest to do? This is not a trick you felt understood because we've studied how these personality types think and what they need to reach their full potential. So basically, you went the analytical route and you researched us. Again, I've always said this to people, do your research. I'm not saying, write a 10-page essay and dissect everything. I'm just saying, if you aren't sure of something, just spend a minute, just 60 seconds doing a little bit of research so you're not a complete idiot who's just making up facts that don't exist. But anyway, and no, we did not spy on you. Yeah, you're not fucking Microsoft with their Kinect or Windows 10, which apparently spies on you or something. But anyway, many of the challenges you've faced and will face in the future have been overcome by other people of this personality type. You simply nerd. You simply need to learn how they succeeded. But in order to do that, you need to have a plan, a personal roadmap. The best car in the world will not take you to the right place if you do not know where you want to go. Although if you have Captain Jack Sparrow's compass, then there you go, because that leads you to what you want most. We have told you how these personality types tend to behave, and remember that's the keyword, tend to behave. It's not all of this is 100% black and white, cut and dry for every one of this personality type. There was a few things here that just don't apply to me, but almost all of it, in one way or another, does. So you can think of all this thing as an instruction manual to me. So to behave in certain circumstances, told you how our personality types tend to behave in certain circumstances and what their key strengths and weaknesses are. Now we need to go much deeper into your personality type and answer why, how, and what if. So this knowledge is only the beginning of a lifelong journey. And are you ready to learn why our personalities act in a way they do? Which I kind of just explained over these 4 videos. What motives and inspires, these personality types? What are you afraid of, and what are you secretly dream about? I don't think it's a dream. I've said what my, ultimate dream and goal is, be an indie game developer, making games, because that's my passion. And how you can unlock your true exceptional potential. And then it babbles on about our premium profiles provide a roadmap towards a happier, more successful, and more versatile you. They are not for everyone, though. You need to be willing and able to challenge yourself, to go beyond the obvious, to imagine and follow your own path instead of just going with the flow. If you want to take the reins into your own hands, we are here to help you, and you need to go over 9,000. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so that's going to do it, I guess. We finally come to the end of how to understanding why OBA is the way OBA is. So I guess there's really not much to say. I was going to say I'll do another like a summary, but that's what this whole chunk was. And so I hope that if you did watch all 4 of these, which I'm guessing a handful of people actually did, I hope that you respect the effort I put in to put in the time to do these videos to help you guys understand me, just even if it's just a little bit better. There's going to be people with personality types that just don't understand me. There's going to be the young people, the young kids, because I know there's a few kids who are fans of me, but they might have a stronger struggle comprehending everything that I've said in these videos. It's not going to be easy, and I'm not saying they're stupid. I'm just saying, maybe come back in a few years, read this again, or not read it, but watch these videos again. Maybe you'll be able to, the gears will start to move, and there'll be some clicks going on, and you'll be like, that's why I didn't get that before. Now I do. So that's going to do it for the OBA educational series. I'm not saying I won't ever do another one of these educational type things again if some kind of subject pops up where it's fitting or I feel it's beneficial. Then sure, I'll do another one. But don't expect these things to be like, oh, OBA is just going to be an educational channel. Never going to fucking happen. It's not like I'm going to be like, welcome everyone. Today I'm going to teach you how to, build I don't know, a car engine in 3 easy steps. Like, that's not going to happen. So now, with this video being done, we will be getting back on track with Original Blood Ace with more accustomed videos, starting with a rant video. Will it be explosive anger? Originally I was going to, but I'm getting tired and I've kind of, let it blow over a bit, so it'll probably be more of a calm rant video, but either way, stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.